Right, hi there, just thought we'd do a small video today on how we regenerate our horse paddocks and sheep paddocks after the winter months. This is not too badly poached up. It's hard to know what the video's showing it at. The ponies have been stood there and made a bit of a mess of it. The worst thing from this paddock, to be honest with you, is it does sit underwater sometimes when we have heavy rain for 3 or 4 days at a time, and it does lie quite wet. And it's hard to know what it will come out like on the video now, but it's quite poached up here, as you can see, and there's just you know, the sward just isn't very tight, and it could just do with a good freshen up and an overseed with some regeneration mix out here. So the first thing to do is to get the Harrow going. I've got a small compact in front of me and a 6-foot 3-way Harrow on, and I've got the Harrow set in its aggressive mode to try and just give us a bit of tilth, and also just to fill in any of those divots and areas where the horses and the sheep and things have been stood in one place. Right, just finished harrowing the small paddock here, and yeah, it's come up quite well. There is quite a lot of moss in this little paddock, and this has actually pulled up quite a lot of it. That will help get rid of that, and also it has done a good job in these areas still where there's a little bit of horse muck. It's just leveled that off nicely, and it's left it nice and friable and ready to take some grass seed now. It's always a job to know when to do these things, and people do tend to ask me those sort of questions. I mean, this, you could argue, might be a little bit wet for doing this, but the trouble is this will dry out very quickly out here, and if you let it get too dry, then your harrow isn't going to be able to get into the ground and do a good, you know, get any chance of maybe leveling out all those little divots that we had before, which it's leveled out now. It's a little bit tacky on the top now, but with the sun out today like it is and a nice bit of breeze on, this was absolutely perfect conditions now to get some grass seed straight on here, and probably later on this afternoon the top will have just dried off enough for us to be able to get the flat roll out and just roll those grass seeds in. Like I say, you could have done this maybe when it was a bit drier, but at that point you might have struggled then to have got all the lumps and the bumps leveled out so much, because the harrows might have been bumping over the top. You're never ever really going to do any damage to your paddock as long as you're not silly when you're out there doing it. It's all about just trying to get the best results for yourselves, thinking how badly poached up is it. Does it need to be aggressively harrowed quite like this, or is it just something that just needs a bit of a scarify? Like when it's drier, it will then pull the moss out probably just as well as it has done out here. So if it's not maybe quite as bad as this was, you could do it on a drier day and then overseed it. But what I love about this field here today now is the fact that the grass seed will go on, the moisture's there, we'll let it dry a little bit, roll it in with a roll, seal it in, and there's enough moisture there now to get those grass seeds just up and away, and before you know it, this paddock will be looking absolutely spotless. Right, just finished rolling this little paddock. It's had enough time just to haze off a bit, and yeah, that's rolled it in nicely now and given me the desired effect I needed. As you can see, it's nice and level now. It's got rid of all the holes and bumps and things. Obviously the harrows did a lot of that, but the rolls have just flattened it out and made it look nice and level and flat, and just helped with any of the big lumps and bumps. Still, the roll does do a good job on that. It'll also waken up any of those grasses that are there. It'll get them to tiller and hopefully thicken up themselves, and then secondary, obviously it's rolled in our regeneration mix, and obviously that then now is well sealed in there, and hopefully we'll get away in the next week, 2 weeks, and start to make this paddock look really nice going forward for the spring and summer. It also, just to say, would be a perfect time to add some probably fertilizer, maybe P&K, depending on what your fields are needing or paddocks are needing. If you were looking to make hay or just get some good grass growth in front of your animals, this would also be a perfect time now to go back over and just apply that if you needed to do so. But yeah, thanks ever so much for watching this small video on how to regenerate and get your paddocks fields looking good for the summer going forward.